Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. The next few videos that are going to be uploaded on the channel are going to be pulled from a stream I did a few days ago. As always, if you do want to follow me on Twitch, link in the description down below. We play Dokkan, we play some other games, hopefully there's something there for everyone. But yeah, they're going to be pulled from stream, and of course because they're pulled from stream, there's going to be music and stuff in the background. I'm talking to stream, we're just kind of having a chilled vibes. That's why you should follow, by the way. So yeah. There's going to be no audio or no me talking over the kind of gameplay portion. Essentially what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put like one of the OSTs in the back, have the gameplay a little bit sped up so the video isn't too long. If you do really want to see how I did on the run or what I did to help me complete it. And then in the beginning of the video, we're going to do an intro like this. I'm going to show you the team I used, the team I completed it with, give you the alternatives like I usually do, and what other units you could possibly take in alternative categories, and yeah. So that's going to be the way the next few videos or the next few videos are uploaded and the way they operate. If you could do me a huge favor as always, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, that is very much appreciated. But this is the team I use for Worthy Rivals SBR. I was essentially just doing, you know, SBR and ESBR stages that I hadn't completed yet on stream, you know, just to get some stones into the piggy bank, you know, especially with the 7-year anniversary coming up. And essentially just to, you know, do some more stuff on stream, but mainly for the stones, because, you know, we want the stones. And I still wanted to upload these as videos. So that's why we're doing it like this. This is the team I used. I just used the Vegeta's Family category team instead of Worthy Rivals, considering the better units on this category are indeed Vegeta units. So you might as well just run a Vegeta's Family team, especially if you do have the Dokkan Fest margin Vegeta. So at least that way, you can run a 200% lead. I know it's only SBR, so it's not too difficult. Some of the latter stages or the newer stages are a little bit more difficult. Not too much, but they do pack a little bit more of a punch. You know, you don't want to underestimate it too much. But, you know, to make the run a bit easier, you can run a full 200% team if you have pulled this guy. Even take him as a friend as well, and then you can get him under a 200% lead. And, you know, of course, under the Worthy Rivals lead as well, because they're all on Worthy Rivals, they're all on Vegeta's Family, and they're all on Gifted Warriors as well. Not to mention this guy is very good, especially if SBR not hitting too hard, you know, and you're missing, you know, his full damage reduction because you don't have a Trunks. He'll still have his damage reduction from the 6 orbs you pick up, the 20%, and not to mention once he super attacks as well, he's good to go defensively. He can tank really well, especially if you run him on rotation with the MVP of SBR, the Easy A Strength SSJ3 Vegeta, who definitely take him. If you have him, 100% take him. You know, he has that damage reduction for 10 turns. He pretty much takes no damage whatsoever. You know, he might take a few tens of thousand on a super attack, but that's literally about it. Put him in slot 1, or put him wherever you need to tank any, like, all the attacks, you know, the majority of attacks are where they're coming from. Not to mention as well, he does have that over and a flash link, so you can run him on rotation with the Dokkan Fest Int Margin Vegeta. You know, help him get him super attacks off a bit more, you know, especially with that crucial over and a flash link. And he also has a high chance to stun. So definitely take him. If you do have the Dokkan Fest Margin Vegeta that came out not too long ago, definitely take him as well, especially because you can run a 200% leader team. If you are lacking or if you don't have him, then of course for Vegeta Family leads, you can also run this guy, who, as long as you get an 18 key, defensively he is fine because he will massively raise his attack and defense one turn. If you're not getting 18 key with him consistently, well, that's not what you're focusing on, and you're purely taking him for a leader skill, then your probably best idea is to float him and use your items around him, because if he doesn't get his 18 key off, defensively he isn't the best, but he does have a counter, so there is that. Or you can use the GT Super Saiyan Vegeta as a Vegeta's Family lead as well, who of course does greatly raise attack on super and raises defense as well. And as long as you're getting rainbow keys for this, he does get an additional attack and defense plus 10%. And defensively is not too bad, but we would be dealing some pretty decent numbers. Of course, you have Super Vegeta, who you probably want to take, especially with it being SBR and not ESBR, so he won't take as much damage, even without both sets of, you know, attack and defense plus 50%, you know. But definitely take him, because not only is he going to guaranteed stun, you know, one of the units, so you can kind of work that around your rotation, you know, make sure you're not taking that much damage on certain units. He will guarantee crit, big damage. If you do let him get hit, which he won't take too much damage, you can get the additional attack and defense plus 50% for receiving an attack, then get the extra attack and defense plus 50% with performing a super attack, and then he's going to do big damage. So if you have him, definitely take him. If you are missing Vegeta Family leads, which I'll be surprised if you're missing Margin Vegeta, LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and GT Super Saiyan Vegeta, but if you are and you have Super Vegeta, you can just run Super Vegeta because of the Pure Saiyans lead, which all Vegeta units are indeed Pure Saiyans, so you can do that. There's also the Easy 8 LR Margin Vegeta if you just want to just nuke it, you know, use items around him to help him, you know, just get all the orbs he needs. You can just constantly farm his AoE or spam his AoE, do massive damage on all enemies, medium chance to stun as well. You could go down that route. If you're still going to take him, but you're not going to go down the nuking route, you want to be careful and use items like Whis and Icaruses around him, and Snake, so he doesn't take too much damage. But the AoE and stun, definitely worth it. Even if he doesn't get his AoE off, he will do massive amounts of damage on his 12. Don't forget that as well. So if you want to be a little bit more risky but more damage, then you can use him as well. Don't forget, if you do get this guy's active off, he will guarantee crit on his active, guaranteed crit for the rest of the turn, and guaranteed stun whoever survives. That's another thing. You can take this guy who's a fan favorite of mine, especially because he's rainbowed and level 10 links. Greatly raises his defense on super. If you get him 6 or more key spheres once he's transformed, he has guard. Even without the guard, he defends really well. His damage output is really nice as well, especially on a 200% lead team. Very good unit. You could float him as well, especially if you're worried about the key hungriness or the orb hungriness of both Margin Vegetas if you have them. If you have this guy and he's easy aid, make sure you take him as well because he's very, very good defensively. We literally saw the other day. And especially if you are going to be bringing this guy, if you are, you know, you are lacking some Vegeta family options, because then you can run them 2 on rotation. SBR doesn't hit as hard as ESBR, so getting his damage reduction off is a little bit safer each turn, especially if you do use items when trying to get his damage reduction off. You know, it's a little bit easier to get off, and they link so very, very well. Of course, he's going to be getting additional off. If he gets an additional off, he's guaranteed to crit. So there is that, but you do probably want to watch out here and there for his wonky damage reduction. And then other than that, I mean, if you really are lacking, you could take this guy, you know, get his medium chance to guard if you don't mind chances to guard rather than guaranteed guard. And hey, if your HP is below 60%, you get a high chance to guard. So if you're willing to risk it, by all means take him, but I wouldn't. You could take Skinny Boo, regardless of what units you're going to take, because then you can get the evade, you can stun. He's purely there for just defensiveness and the evasion, so it could be a decent option to have on the team. And then you can take this guy. I know stacking units aren't good for Super Battle Road environments, but with Super Battle Road obviously not hitting as hard as ESBR after about 2 supers, I think this guy's defense should make him capable of being able to run an ESBR, oh, Super Battle Road, sorry, especially if you are using items around him. And not to mention, if the majority of the team, or you are running a full Vegeta's family category team, he will support the rest of the team, which is only going to make the run a little bit easier. If you're not going full Vegeta's family, of course, this is the lead you run. You probably want to run him as a floater because he does need to stack to make sure his defense is in a suitable spot. So there is that. So you definitely want to use items around him until his defense is in a good enough point. In terms of the remainder of the team, I mean, if you're not going like Piccolo lead, then Vegeta units, or just a full Vegeta's family team, the other units on this category aren't that great. Especially because they don't work well together. There's no synergy because they don't link well together. So I would definitely say just go down the Vegeta's family route, even if you do have to use Piccolo as a lead. If you have no Vegeta family lead, just use Piccolo, float him, and then just run a full Vegeta's family team, and then that should get you through. You know, you even have SSJ Thor, Easy A Vegeta, who once he super attacks, greatly raises defense as well, does good damage, has the counter as well. Literally just a better version of him, if I'm being completely honest, until he gets his Easy A, which, I mean, you could wait to do that until then. But yeah, other than that, there's not really any other options. You could take him because you could, you know, as long as he's getting orbs. I mean, if you do take him, you kind of do want to be careful, especially if you do have Dokkan Fest Margin Vegeta, the Int one, and also the Transforming Margin Vegeta, because all 3 of these units are very orb hungry. So, you know, you do need to give him a lot of key spheres for essentially to him get good defense and also stack. So do be wary of that if you do take him, but just go for a full Vegeta's family team, whether you're going to be taking, you know, this guy as a lead, Margin Vegeta, or the GT Super Saiyan Vegeta, or if you don't have any of them, if you're going to take this guy, just again, take a full Vegeta's family team, because it's just so much easier, just because the units not only are better, but there's more synergy, and they will link better because they are, of course, Vegeta family units, or just essentially Vegeta units. So hopefully this is helpful. As I said, the next few videos are going to be SBR and ESBR runs taken from the stream a few days ago. Don't forget, link in the description down below if you want to drop me a follow. And then, The gameplay is essentially just going to be no talking, a little bit sped up so the videos aren't too long and too boring, because you know you might miss my voice too much. And yeah, there's just going to be some OSTs in the back. So yeah, hopefully you like and enjoy. Hopefully the video is handy for you if you haven't completed any of these stages. Let me know down in the comments. I'll see you next video, guys, and whoosh.